All right, hello everybody. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Welcome if you are a new viewer. Hopefully you stick around for a while. Today we're going to be doing, well, pretty much similar to what we've been doing in this Chasing 1500 Elo series, which is playing games. We're going to start with the daily puzzle, but instead of 4 games, we're going to bump it down to 3 to try and get the time maybe under an hour. This will be the first video under an hour if we're successful. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the previous uploads. Uploading every day, so feel free to stick around and join. Um, but all right, if not, let's jump into this. So the daily puzzle for today, kind of the warm up, is called the Queen's Chase. And sometimes the names can kind of give it away, right? Like my guess is that we're going to be chasing the queen around. Um, but it's also really kind of the only like option, right? So I would assume that we'll start with this because it's the first move, right? And then we can keep going up. This square is protected by the knight. Of course, one thing to think about is we are weakening the pawn structures when we're doing this. When you're moving like this move here, it's kind of weakening the king side. Just one thing to notice in a game, not saying you shouldn't do it. Also, we need to make sure that this is defended because this is a square that we're weakening. And it's defended by the rook. And in this particular instance, you could do here, castle, and you'll be good. You'll be fine. So I think we can play this move. Okay. And now we need to kind of figure out how we're going to trap the queen. Can't go here. Can't go here. All of this is off limits. So there seems to only be one good square, and it's here. So go here, and now I can take the queen. All right, pretty easy one. A lot easier than past couple of days, but that's all right. Um, let's go ahead and start some of the 10-minute games. You'll notice I jumped a bit in rating. I played a few games off camera. I'm going to keep playing a few games off camera just because I enjoy playing uh, chess. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Um, but so yeah, if you guys would prefer just to see game analysis instead of live games, let me know. But I feel like personally, I do a better job explaining my thoughts and the mistakes that I make while playing this live. All right, so we have a very normal King's Indian. This is a bit, I think E2 is typically what we see in a King's Indian, but it's nothing too extreme. I think we can go ahead and push here. If they take, we can take. Um, if they take, we can take. And then if they take, we take back. With the threat like this at any moment. So we can go ahead and play it. And if they just castle, then we're going to bring our knight up here, enticing them kind of even more to say, hey, you sure you don't want to push that pawn? Because if they do, then we bring everything around and it all works out for us. Okay. They're going to be a little bit annoying. But I don't think we can afford to lose, like to have this knight pinned. And we've seen this position before. This isn't anything really to worry about, but that's fine. Instead of taking here, now we've added another defender. Maybe we should have taken that with the queen. Not entirely sure. Um, yeah, the issue is too. Now we're gonna have maybe some troubles on f5. Um, let's just move back. Let's just move back. We're gonna think about getting our knight out, but not until we push f5 and lock the center, because we're gonna need to be able to take. Yeah, it would have been better to have taken with the queen. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter actually, but I definitely don't want to play there. The thing I'm worried about is I don't want to like lose that pawn structure, but I guess I can always take with the rook. So we shouldn't be too worried about that. Because if they decide to take, we can take with our bishop. They can take with their bishop, and then we can take with our rook. I was worried about. I didn't want to. I didn't want to um, take that way with that pawn, just because I feel like the pawn structure then becomes a little bit too weak for my liking. Um, but yeah, I think we're doing pretty solid. We have a lot of control of the center. Um, Almost thought that was a free piece. So yeah, we're gonna need to move this obviously, but trying to think if there's any in between moves. I don't think so. There doesn't seem to be anything that we can threaten of equal value or greater value. So um, we'll simply move back. And this knight in the future might become a target. There's going to be things like this coming in. Of course, it's defended right now, so it's not exactly what we want. But his king is very exposed. Like, I don't know. It seems very exposed to me. Maybe it's not, but it seems like it. I think we ought to think about just bringing our knight in like this, protecting this pawn push. And that way we can get like maybe an e1. Um, okay, let's see here. We got to think about this for a second. I think that just gives us the knight, doesn't it? Because the queen was defending the knight. I think simply we take the knight. Um, okay, he castles queenside. Let's again develop this piece. We have a very strong. All in all, we're looking very strong. We could have taken here too, probably, but I want to just go ahead and develop. I don't want to fall behind. I like having these two squares protected. Like his queen is I wouldn't, maybe it's not very close to being trapped. It feels like it's close to being trapped. Don't think it actually is, but um okay. So I think here, let's see, is that knight is a bit annoying. But we're in the same predicament. I mean, we're in the same position where we could play something like this. Takes, having a fork, he'll probably have to take, and then we take, and we've just simplified and won a pawn. We can also just take, and after takes back, we can take his pawn as well. I think this is the more direct route, so I think this is the route I'm going to take, just because there seems to be like there will be less kind of unknowns in this path. But also, too, we have this check. I don't want to, like, we don't need to forget about this. It'll be a nice in between move at some point. Like, say, for example, if he goes here, we can go check here. If he moves, then we can even get the queen in and look at some stuff. Okay, but he kind of stops that. So I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't play a move like this. You know, forking material. Um, Obviously, you can defend it with that move. Is one way. But we got to start thinking about how we're getting the queen involved. I mean, I think we can just say like, "What are you doing?" You know, offer that trade. Um, I don't think I want to open up this file because if we have something like takes, then well, he actually doesn't have that move, does he? Because we're guarding. But the queen the king, sorry, feels exposed. I don't really know if I want to give him that. But on the contrary, if we go here, he plays here, we go here. He has a check. We move back, but the thing I do like is that we have like we can move at any moment, and we have this discovered check on the king. So I think I'm going to move back, play a little defense. If he pushes, I think I think that might be better. Obviously, it's a little annoying to have this and can be a threat of some sort of back rank. Um, but this isn't a pawn, so it's not blocked, right? Like we can just move here and we're safe. And we have an escape square. Um, and other advantage is that it closes this file. I mean, he will have his own pawn blocking us and keeping the position fairly closed as opposed to opening it, giving us this diagonal and whatnot. It seems like he's going to resign. I think we're just winning anyway in this position, just up a piece. He does. He abandons the game. Yeah, we're just winning. We played a good game that game, so we'll go through it real quick. Um, it says we played with 88.6% accuracy. Um, give it a review real quick. If you guys prefer to see the game review or like me reviewing it myself, let me know. I try to do the best I can, but I am only 1300. So, okay, so all these were. So we've played book moves up until move 5, which again, like I said, this is actually what's considered like the best move, the theoretical move. And then after that, we can play e5. They castle. We can play here. They play here. Play here. They go. It says d2. I think e3 is also a move. It's, yeah, also excellent. Um, and then we can play back and preparing like this. So yeah. But we don't get that. We get to there. But that's excellent. This is a slight accuracy because we can chase it around. Taking this has this best, excellent, but I do think that it says that the queen takes is actually better. Um, Probably for the reasons that like we saw in the game that we took it and then we went right back, which is this is actually the best move. Moving back is the best move. Preparing for well, actually, it wants h3, a5, and then c2 is what the computer says. But my thought was to prepare for this. So this says it's also excellent. A5 would have been best, but it says we're doing well. It's a slight inaccuracy. Okay, it wants us to have taken with the G pawn. I wasn't. I didn't. Well, I guess he. Oh, I guess the point is that he cannot actually take this back because that's a blunder. So interesting. So that's something to keep in mind for myself. This is a slight mistake. We were winning by a pawn. We had a pawn up in this position, but we went back down to equal. So not a big mistake by any means, but a mistake nonetheless. Again, it wants us to take with here, keeping this side kind of locked and closed, which is going to allow us maybe to get these attacks in, and something I need to keep in mind in the future when playing the King's Indian. So this is a miss. He had knight to d2 was his best move. Um, yeah, I mean, at least we know we're not playing a computer because that move is like whatever, that it doesn't seem weird. I do think this is a bad move for like he's making this weak. It's the same thing about weakening the squares after you move your pawn. These 4 squares now became weak because he decided to attack this, and later in the game, as soon as he makes this mistake, we take advantage of it. So this is an inaccuracy. It wants queen f6. Um, this was an excellent move. Rook f4 would have been fine too. It says. This it did want queen f6 though for whatever reason, and then it wants them to play king to e2. So okay. But yeah, obviously a blunder. Now we just up a piece. And then we just play solid chess, just trading off some of the pieces, make it easier. We win a pawn here. He goes here. This is fine. Trade off the queen. Move back. He takes. It's excellent. We just take back like this. He had something like this maybe coming, but we were going to move here. And if he's not careful, uh, I don't know. Say he like maybe he just pushes a pawn, right? Now this we win another pawn, and just slowly chipping away. I don't think we needed to do anything too fancy. You can get this off for the trade. Slowly chipping away. So Jerk Murdirk, that was his name. All right, good game. Let's go on to game number 2. Playing black again. It's okay with the e4 pawn. We always need to play this because the whole point of this is to prevent that push when we're not ready. Now, if he pushes, we can takes, and then we go here. But yeah, okay. So we'll see some sort of. Let's see. I don't really want to take this way, but I actually won't have to unless he plays that move. Because then takes. I guess we can play here. And then he'll play here. Then we can play here. And I think we're doing okay. So I think we can go ahead and castle. Preparing this move still, even though it's a pin. Okay, now we can't kick the bishop though, which is a bit annoying. Okay, obviously I don't want to be in this pin. This is probably really not a good pin to be in. So well, we're not in it yet, but the idea is like we're going to want to contest this soon. But maybe we can play a little bit offbeat. This is kind of more of a perk. And I've played these lines a bit before. So I'm not too worried. I'm going to go ahead and get this out. I don't really want to trade this. If he offers it, then I can. But, you know, I don't. If he didn't take it, I was just going to play back to h8. But I think we're okay. We're in a good position. This move is coming now, actually. Yeah. And now we've locked the center. And I think it's just a pretty solid position for us. I think it's pretty equal all around. I mean, I don't think they've done anything necessarily crazy or any mistakes either. But yeah. Okay, now this is kind of the one annoyance though with this is like where are we putting our pieces? I think here is okay. I think it's a good bishop for him. We can go ahead and try and get rid of it. And as the way things stand now, if he doesn't make any adjustments, he's going to have to open his king side, which would be really uncomfortable for him to play. So obviously a benefit for us. I mean, if he does that, we even have ideas of like here coming in. I mean, not right away, but ideas of like sacrificing a bishop or something, or a rook. I meant, sorry. Okay, he doesn't, but now we have good activity. He'll probably come in with like something like this very soon. Um, I think in this position we can play h5. I know it's weird to put your knight on the side of the board, but the idea is we're going to make some space for this f pawn to get through. Um, and we're still leaving that as an option because I feel maybe not 100% certain, but feel like this may be his next move. So we'll see. We might kind of reroute things a little bit. A little bit of a weird kind of just kind of grinding out to get some good positional play. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So we can always drop this knight back too and kind of get him involved. Okay, interesting choice. I think that might have been a mistake because we can still go here and protect. I don't know if I really like taking in this direction. Or we can also do this, and then play this move. Of course, we have to be aware that after he takes, he can take back here. And that's not good for anyone, so we need to make sure we're not running into anything like that. I think what we can do is we can play takes here, and then we can move our knight over here, maybe. But we have to think about the next move too, so after he threatens us, where are we going? Of course, we can go back and here, but now we would have just wasted time, right? And for what? But I guess he can't threaten right away. He'll have to move his queen somewhere. And that's maybe the benefit that we can get from it. So let's try this. Let's see what happens. I mean, this is a very logical move. That's a very logical move. Even that could be fine for him, but I think no, we don't have that anymore because we're in a pin. Okay, so now we got to be prepared for this move. So I don't think this is the best move right away because if we play this, he plays here, we go back, he takes. If we take, now he's getting in. So that's not very good. Yeah, let's just drop back. It's maybe not ideal, or it looks less than ideal, but I do think it's the best move. And then we'll have two attackers on this, and if his queen ever gets out of the way, then we'll just take and then take again. Really just kind of poking at each other, trying to find a way into each other's defenses. But games like this too, it's always interesting because I feel like there's a lot of tactics, but also when you look back at like the game review, you can usually see that you missed a lot of potential wins. Is typically what I find in these positions. Okay, he goes ahead to attack us here. Smart move on his part, I think. Just taking more space, because now we probably have to move back here. I don't really think we have another choice, unfortunately. Um, A5 is always kind of an interesting move in these positions to just prevent like any of this nonsense. Also, B6 maybe. I think we can play A5 first, and if he pushes, then we can play B6, and we've just locked that side of the board, and we can put our knight right back. Yep. Now we can. Now there's no reason why we can't put our knight right back to where we wanted it in the first place. I don't want to give him that trade. I don't want to let him unblock this side. In the King's Indian, this is the weakness for us typically. And granted, again, we're not really playing a King's Indian. This is some weird sort of offshoot of of moves, but it's similar in principle. We lock the center, and then he tries to push. But a couple of I think they're called prophylactic moves can just kind of stop any potential threat that we may have on that side of the board. Okay, now we can. I think we can either play e7 and then get our rook into f8. G8 sometimes also works. H8 could be fine, I think. Um, but it's kind of a weird move to play that. Uh, and honestly, too, at some point, if we ever open up, I want to think about it something for a second. If this is too soon to push, um, because we can take back with the queen, and after they take with theirs, we can take with ours, and then we can look at pushing. It feels soon. It feels soon. It feels like we're leaving our king very vulnerable. But the thing is, too, after we trade off the queens, I mean, we're very much into an in game just with all the pawns kind of still on the board, right? So I don't think it's. I think we can. I think we can do it. It might have been better to play f8 first, maybe a little more accurate. Although I think we're doing okay. I don't see any way he's going to take absolute advantage of this position. Um, and I don't think it's a mistake. But we'll go back in the game review and check it out. I think this is better. I think if not, it's a kind of a world of hurt that we're risking going into. If he plays a move like here, that would be a very bad mistake. We could see it, but we don't. Um, Now the benefit for us is look at our king. I mean, our king is more active than his. It's not like incredibly active. It's not that much more active, right? But we're going to be getting more activity very soon. I think this move is okay. He may challenge, but I don't think we need to do anything. I think we just keep it. If he challenges, and I mean, we can let him take. We can even take like this and maybe take that way. Although that might be an error. Okay, he doesn't. He blocks us. Um, let's see. I want to get the king more involved, but I don't want to take away the knight square here. Feels like it may be important. Let's play g8. I think maybe very important at some point. Um, he's kind of rerouting his knight. Where is he wanting to go with this? Is he wanting to go here to this square maybe? He might. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just not even allow anything to happen. I don't know if it's right to work my king up the board. I mean, that's kind of a benefit is that we have this king activity. But okay, now we don't even have to worry about it. Now we can just go here. We're not blocking our knight. We're gonna get really good piece activity where his pieces are very kind of. I mean, yeah, they may have a bit of difficulties getting kind of into an active space. Um, One thing I don't like is this thought though. But I think I can go here. And he may go here. Could even go here. But then again, he's weak in this square for the future. If he ever pushes, all I have to do is take. But if I go here, my issue is here. And I don't want to puppy guard this pawn with a rook. But I also think, let's see, if we go here, preventing this move, because now we kind of have this and get our second rook involved, and like we're just looking at like massive threats. Or maybe that's no, I don't want to let him in for sure, because once he gets in here, it's kind of all over. I think we can go here and we'll see what he does. If he pushes, then we can double. He also, a reminder, he cannot take when I'm on the square and his king is here. It's pinned. Of course, we can't take either, similarly. But okay, he doesn't do that. So I think we can go here and stack the rooks. I don't think he's going to take. I mean, he would just be down a rook. So he kind of protects. I think we can push up here. If we see this again, he can't take. So I'm not worried about this. But I guess one thing to think about is if he's here, so if he pushes here, now he would have an extra defender if he wanted to take, and then take. And he, of course, can play that now because of what we've just seen happen. Maybe the best move is to move our king out of the pin, so we can invite the trade, because his next move, if it's here, right? Or actually, we can just play here, can't we? What's stopping us from playing here? And if he plays that, we take here, and if he takes here, then I think we have like a really bad position for him, maybe. So let's play this first. Of course, we wouldn't be able to take back right away because we're pinned, but it's okay. Let's see. I think we're going to be best to. I don't know if dropping back's a good idea, because it is allowing this. I mean, it would be a sacrifice on his part, so he may not play it, but it seems a little bit worrisome. I don't know. I don't think we actually need to worry about this, but I do like this move a bit better. And I think we will take with the rook. If he decides to make the trade, he may not. I don't know if trading is better for him or not. I feel like this position is very equal. It's hard to get much advantage the way everything's played out, but see what we can do. Again, king activity is better on our side. I don't want to give that up. Also very low on time compared to him. So again, he's walked into this pin where if we take, he has to take this way, and now we can go here, here. Maybe that's our only option. I think we would take this way. Just we would have more activity here and hopefully be able to promote before him. Okay, he decides not to. Maybe that was the right choice. I don't know. I'm just gonna go here for the moment. I think now if he takes, we take this way. And I think it's just a draw. Because I will not concede. I would just move here. I'm not going to try and do this and sacrifice anything. That may put us in a worse position. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. If he takes, yeah, if he takes, is taking this way better? The thing is, it lets him get this move, and now we have to move back. Although he still doesn't really have a whole lot of movement, does he? Because if we take, he moves here, we go here. This is blocked, blocked, blocked. He's going to have to move back, but I think we just go into another sort of draw. But maybe this. Okay, the recording cut out. But again, like what I was saying is that I think if we took that way, I think we're going to end to the same draw. But this, if he doesn't see that, he can make an error. Um, but I think he'll see it. I don't think we'll. It's the same. Thing is, he has a lot more time than me too. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not. Nothing's changing. If he moves back, then we go in. But for the moment, it's all blocked off. Yep. Okay. That was a good game. Wow, we played that very precise. Let's see real quick. We played that 89.9% accuracy. They played at 88.8%. He wants a rematch. Not right now. Sorry, man. We both played like 2050s. We had the 6 inaccuracies, one mistake. I played 3 great moves. He had 19 best moves. I had 7 excellent. Wow, it was a very interesting game. Just kind of go through. So these are all book moves. That's fine. It wanted us to go ahead and push that, but that looks like a weird push. It's a bit of an inaccuracy. It says this is an accuracy. I don't know. It says this is an accuracy because now it allows this, I guess. Which I don't know. I mean, materially speaking, it seems the same. But anyway, we didn't get that. So played. This is the best move. That e5 striking at the pawn. Going here is good. Those are all decent moves. It says. And yeah, nothing too crazy. I guess it's kind of normal. We just traded off all the pieces, locked the position. There wasn't really anything that could be done. All of my great moves were just finding that way to make sure we stay even. Okay, that was game number 2. So we've won one, we've drawn a game, and now let's see if we can win a third. Playing our opponent, another guy from Ireland. Okay, he doesn't want to play us. It's all right. Okay, we got someone from Brazil. Let's see what happens. He's in the 1400s. If we win this, it'll put us up to 1380. That'll be nice to see. We'll see what happens. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay. Yeah, that's normal. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Yeah, and you guys have all seen this. It's kind of a perk line, and as soon as we do this, it turns into more of a King's Indian. It's all about move order for the beginning, why it's a perk versus a King's Indian. But I play this way specifically because of, again, his opening moves kind of determine how what moves I play. Because technically a King's Indian is we play to d4, play our knight to f6, knight to f6 after d4. They play the c4. We, I think, play g6. And then they bring the knight out to c3. We play bishop to g7. I think then they can play this move. We play there. All that good stuff. You guys get it. Yeah, nothing too crazy with his opening. Probably shouldn't have taken 30 seconds to play castles, but it's all right. We're gonna push this in the next. Yeah, we can still push. It's fine. Okay, he locks it early. So a little bit detrimental. It's not exactly what I like to see personally. Because I like to get this and then get the knight onto the square. But it's okay. I think e8 looks weird, but I think it's best because it's going to allow us to get our pawn pushed a little bit. Yeah, except for the fact that now he just go ahead and push and see if we can't lock this. Yeah, if he does this, then we can cut this off. Now he has to take. I think we'll go to G8 this time. Okay, we need to just stop that. Maybe H8 now. Looks interesting. All right, there's going to be some really weird finagling going on here. I'm kind of looking at this move. Trying to find another way to get this knight to protect this push. I don't know if I have it. But I don't know. Do I need it? Yeah, I definitely do. I'm going to play this move. It looks super weird, I know. But I'm just thinking about getting another activity here. This position is bonkers. I think, yeah, we can just go here. Okay. Kind of prevents that. Smart play by the opponent. We're going to need to get here, but the issue is the only way there is here. And the only way there is through that or that. So if this square doesn't work, how else can we get to this route? We can play a knight here, but we'd have to get the knight here from here. If we go here, here. No. Okay. Wow. That was weird game. Yeah. I don't want to play the en passant for that. I think actually if he wants to take us, we will definitely let him. But obviously that would be a bad move. So not playing it. En passant is forced, but in this case, we're breaking the rules a little bit. I don't know, guys. I really don't. We need to get some of our pieces developed. Let's just go here and develop the knight on the square. The game review on this one's going to be a little bit going to be fun to see as well. If he takes, again, like I said, I think ultimately that's going to help us out a bit to kind of free up a little bit, but not too much. I mean, he's still quite a few moves away. We got a lot of pieces on this side of the board. Unfortunately, he castled king side, which I guess is kind of or queen side, which I guess is kind of the risk you take going ahead and closing this before they castle, because now now we have a lot of our pieces kind of stuck on this attack over here that doesn't matter anyway because his king is on the other side of the board. So we're going to be playing a lot of defense this game, which I don't think is my strong suit, but see if we can't make it work. He's thinking a lot. I don't think he has a lot of great moves either. I mean, he could take, but then we could even. Do we want to take like this? How do we want to take this? And there's a benefit to taking like this, but no, I think it's best if we take this way, and then we bring we can start attacking. I say attack with quotes because so only so much attacking you can actually do in this position. But I do think we can get some sort of movement going on. I hope, because now we can go here. Does that always move to begin with? Yeah, I guess it was. I don't know why I was thinking so hard to figure out here. We had this here. It was always move. probably going to try and bring his stuff around. We're just going to go here and then eventually play this move. And we'll be doing okay. We'll be doing fine. We need to get this piece active, though, at some point. I think it would be better here, but I do like feels a bit more active for some reason on this square. Don't know if that's the case. Okay, we're not going to give him the satisfaction of then taking this. Actually, we could because we have this defender. What are you threatening over here? Nothing really. But I think instead I'm just going to play this move, preparing for that. This. Because I don't like taking that. I mean, look at our king compared to theirs. We have like no king safety, and they are very cozy in their little house. I'm not really ready to just blow open side of things, which makes me think even more about potentially playing this move um, instead. And like maybe there's some sort of action on this area. Maybe we can get our queen around. Um, we're not taking first here, just because I mean we could and then contest again, but I don't even want to give him any thoughts. If he wants to take, he can. But I mean, right now this is keeping the queen at bay from really getting out over here onto the stat and to this file. So there's no need for us to help him in that. Okay, he goes here. I don't think I really want to open this up yet either. Kind of thinking maybe I want to go here, here, here. This all feels very slow, but I think this is kind of the, this is the position that we have. Is a bit of a slower one. That's fine. I think we can go here, here, and then look at this move. We also this might be a move, honestly. They're trying to maybe kind of entice us to push, but we're not ready yet. We're not ready. We're guarding the. Let's see. We're guarding. But we have this. But no. Let's not go that route. Don't think this is a mistake. I just really want to be careful in this position, but I think we will be okay. I think we'll go here, and then we'll have some sort of threat here, but I guess he has this to close it off. But again, we're making progress on his king side. We can probably contest with this move. If he pushes, then, well, we probably should not take that. But okay, interesting. So now he gives us this move for free. What is he now threatening? Nothing really. He's kind of just closed it off. This is a bit better for us anyway. So there's no issues here. I think we can delay this, and we're like now we don't even have to double this up just yet because there's no threat to take on this knight anymore, and we're hitting the queen. So he's gonna have to kind of undevelop a little bit to go anywhere, and then we'll probably just start pushing. Ooh, wow! Unique choice. I think he's trying to get in on these squares, but like obviously we're not gonna let him. If he wants to push, that's fine. I think we'll have a better structure that way. Yeah, I mean, I don't. He's not threatening anything if he goes here. Like, honestly, too, the craziest thing is I don't even have to say. I could just go here. But I think giving the isolated pawn compared to our connect four pawn chain, um, like that's going to be a very hard structure to break. Like we could even. Do we want to go here? Oh, but we got to make sure that we have an escape square for our knight. Let's go. I don't know if that's best because after here, like after there, I don't know, he plays a random move. Then we go here. Then he can take us. We can take. He can take. We can take with the knight. That's a very tough position to know what to do. I think we'll play here and just double. I guess the good news is this is now protected. Of course, whether or not it's double doesn't really make a difference until we can move this knight out of the way. But eventually we can have something like we can double maybe, play this move. Okay, he plays it, but I think he's just giving us his knight, so we'll take it. Even instead the knight goes back. It's okay though. So yeah, he resigns. It's a very complex position. Only one mistake. I'm kind of surprised. Honestly, I thought like how crazy the position was, it would have been more. It says we played 71.2% accuracy, and we played like we had 1250 elo. He played 68.6. Both of us had a miss win. I had 4 mistakes. He had 2. Sorry, both of us had a blunder. According to this, which I don't know why it's different than what we see when we, when we see the end game results. So it likes this. So this is excellent. It's not the best. It wants us to push the d5, but I don't. I mean, none of the stuff I've studied is to push the d5. Okay, so e8 was a mistake. I don't know. I liked it for that reason. But it just wants us to take, and we don't, and we close. And so now we have a close. This was a mistake. We should have only pushed here to h6. I guess kind of then performing the turtle. I guess is the idea is because now our backward pawn is on the g file. I don't know. I don't really know if it matters. But for whatever reason, it says it doesn't like that. But again, that's the computer. Okay, and now it doesn't like this even more because we're not developed any of our pieces really, and we undeveloped our knight, which is again odd. It looks it doesn't like this, even though this is the best, and now we've just closed it. And this is an accuracy. It wants us to take there. I did not like the idea of taking on that square. And accuracy again. I saw it. I didn't want to break the chain. So I don't know. I don't think that's an inaccuracy from. But this is really bad. This is a missed win. Why? Show the moves. So they can go there, take, and for some, I guess we can't take back because of the queen getting in, and some sort of mating threat on. Okay, let's go to analysis. We took. The queen gets in, then they have mate in 10. After we play h7, they have takes on. Oh, that would have been devastating, to be honest with you. Regardless of if they saw the mate in now, the mate in 9 or not. Like I don't know. I don't know what would be a normal move to play in this position. Like it's once d7 is best, and they have g5 check. And we can't actually go anywhere, so we have to take it. And they can take with the rook or the queen. If they take with the queen, it's no longer actually mate. But now we have. I mean, I guess like I would look into like maybe this move, right? But then just have to h5. X to h5. Oh, yeah, they do, don't they? Interesting. Okay, whatever. Like, and that also requires a sacrifice of a knight, given a brilliant move. I don't think that was on either one of our radars. So now we're pretty much equal in this position. This was a blunder. Because he has this move. Oh, he does, doesn't he? For the same reasons that I was saying I don't want to play this yet. E8 may have been the move. What did it say? Rook A to E8. Yeah, this was the best move, and we didn't play it with the idea that we are going to double and then play this, and they can't take because we have takes, whatever. But I guess important to see that, and then they blundered the very next move. Not only did they miss the reason that we blundered, but they gave us a free piece. So yeah, can't. I don't think that was a very good game, but it was a fun game nonetheless. And ultimately, we came out on top, sitting at a new high, not a new high, but a current high uh, of this series at 1380. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you're enjoying this. This one was a lot shorter. Um, by a lot shorter, like 50 minutes instead of an hour. So yeah, enjoy. And yeah, thanks.